Classic. Fort Valley State taking on Albany State. It's all blue and gold here today. I'm James Barrett, along with two-time Super Bowl champion and proud graduate of the Fort Valley State University, Tyrone Poole. And Tyrone, you've played in this game, but more than bragging rights, SIAC championship game implications is at center stage.
Yeah, you're right, James. I've had an opportunity to play in this classic 4 times. Unfortunately, I was 1-3, but we have 2 great teams playing for an opportunity to play in the SIAC championship. A win by Fort Valley, a loss by Tuskegee puts them in. Albany State, they need a little bit more help. So I'm looking forward to a great game today.
Well, as we think about our players to watch, both quarterbacks will be instrumental, but defensively, a linebacker and a defensive back are really the heartbeat of the drum majors that are leading their team.
Yeah, definitely. Defense wins championships, and if you're going to put pressure on either offense, it's going to start with the defense.
And a gorgeous afternoon, noon for football here at A.J. McClung Stadium. James Barrett along with Tyrone Poole. And Tyrone, this is a situation where both teams are going to try to leave it all out there on the field.
Well, James, at games like this, both teams are playing, as we alluded to earlier, for an opportunity to play in the SIAC championship game. They changed the format. It's no longer 2 divisions, it's 1 division, and the top 2 teams have an opportunity to battle it out for that trophy.
For a kickoff, Fort Valley State will receive. Albany State won the toss and has deferred. Both bands will be playing for the majority of the game, so don't worry about the noise. It's been a packed house all week long here in the city of Columbus. They've had a number of events, and both teams' alumni have come into town and really celebrated the Fountain City Classic, Tyrone.
Yeah, James, you know, the alumni, this is the one game out of all 10 games that they play that Albany State alumni and Fort Valley State alumni, they talk about each other over the internet, any type of way they can. Social media is bragging rights today.
Beautiful day for football. We had a cold front that came in earlier this week, but then finally the sun came back out and the warm weather came back on.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day today. If you love football, you love tailgating, you got a fat stomach, you're full, you're probably burping everywhere. Now you come inside the stadium and hear the fans say, woo. That's a woo lick. So I'm expecting a full stomach and a lot of full play on the field today, James.
No doubt about it. And right now, it is Eli Mashburn who will be handling the kicking for Albany State, and back deep for Fort Valley State will be Dejon Bell and Tristan Morgan.
Yeah, Dejon Bell, he's ranked number 2 in SIAC in kickoff returns, averaging about 25 yards. His longest is 94 yards. So this guy, he knows how to take it to the house if he gets the right blocking.
And we're ready for kickoff. And we are underway, and Fort Valley will take it at its own 11-yard line. The Wildcats have some room to run, but quickly wrapped up and brought down at the 21-yard line. And that's where the defense for Albany State will take over and try to stop a Fort Valley team that is one of the best rushing offenses in the SIAC.
Yeah, Fort Valley does a great job of running the ball. That's what they believe in, but they also would throw the ball. You got Brandon Marshall. You know, he has 173 attempts running that ball, James, which ranks number 2 in the SIAC. So expect him to get his hands on the ball an awful lot.
Kelvin Durham back in at quarterback after sitting out 2 games due to injury. And they're going to start it on the ground. A good run game there by Brandon Marshall. Marshall, a graduate transfer, really providing a lot of maturity to a team that is under second-year head coach Sean Gibbs. And Coach Gibbs says that he really appreciates the maturity that he brings, the leadership that he brings to the team.
Yeah, if you're going to have a great team, you got to have leaders. And Brandon Marshall, he's one of those guys. Again, he's averaging 4.9 yards a carry. Albany State defense was ready for him on that first series. Let's see how he goes throughout the game.
Second down. Once again, keeping it on the ground, but the defensive front and that second level doing a good job of trying to clog those holes up. And that defense for Albany State is pretty salty.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. You know, you got guys like Anthony Harvey, Ronald Robinson, Jalen Pugh. You know, these guys know how to play defense, and they respect that dirty blue defense, as they call it, going against the blue machine. You know, it's kind of like you got two teams that got the same color, so you're going to hear us say a lot of the same names. But, again, this is a rivalry. Albany State does have a great defense.
Third down, 6 yards to go. Opening drive here at the 33rd annual Fountain City Classic. And Kelvin Durham, back after 2 games dealing with injuries. Now he's going to look to throw, has some time, and that pinpoint pass is incomplete. Good job there by Jalen Mitchell. According to Coach Gray, in his first season at Albany State, he's the heartbeat of that defense.
Yeah, Jalen Mitchell, 5'10", redshirt senior from Jacksonville, Florida. You see him get a jump on the ball right here. Great play. Durham, great throw, but incomplete. Again, Albany State defense, they play very well. And stat-wise, both of these teams, offensively and defensively, rank very high. Out of the 13 teams in the SIAC, they all are playing great ball.
Elon Hall to punt for the Wildcats. And it will take an Albany State bounce and be down at midfield. Check that at the 45-yard line of Albany State.
Yeah, you know, that kick with Elon Hall, hang time is what you're going to need in this game, and he does a great job of kicking that ball, letting the hang time, which means how long it stays in the air before it hits the ground.
And for Albany State, their offense averaging, and you see Deontay Benu, over 1,000 yards total passing and 78 completions. When you take a look at what he's done so far this season, this is a job that he shared with Isaiah Knowles. He lost the starting job, and due to injury, he regained it and has been stellar ever since.
Albany State's going to need everything Benu can offer, because Fort Valley has a stingy run defense. Not that good in the secondary, so let's see if Benu can take advantage.
Benu going to throw it, and a nice high catch, catching the ball at its highest point, and able to get at least 1 yard, and that was Kieran Jackson on the reception.
Yeah, one thing I will say about Fort Valley State defense, they do give up a lot of yards on the back end, but the completion rate, that's what you want to look at. Not how many yards you give up, but how many times are the offense completing the ball against your defense. And Fort Valley is holding the opposition to 53% completion.
Second down, another high snap. But this time they're able to get it Algernon Thomas, and Thomas able to get to the second level, 1 yard short of the first.
Yeah, quick little hitter right there. Thomas sneaks through, a lot of arm grab, almost lost the snap, but he breaks through an arm tackle, puts Albany State in good field position.
Trying to go quick, they find their tight end, and that defense for Fort Valley trying to stop him. Not sure if they were able to do that, but a good play right there by Albany State to get a quick play off.
Yeah, we just talked about Albany State's defense, the dirty blue. They forced Fort Valley to a punt. Now we're talking about the blue death defense of Fort Valley. They actually play very hard. A lot of great names have come out of that defense, James. But both teams, they're playing very hard today defensively.
Another quick pass and a reception made. This time to Devon Dorsey.
Yeah, got Darnell Stevenson, defensive back, 6'2", tackling the catch. Tackling the catch. What does tackling the catch mean? Time the receiver catches the ball, the defensive back is there to make a play, so great job by Darnell Stevenson there.
Second down and 7 now for the Golden Rams.
A little bit of communication going on for that defense.
Keeping it on the ground and quickly stonewalled. DeMarcus Harris was the first person to meet him. And then Tim Alderman was also there.
Yeah, Fort Valley does a great job in stopping the run. You know, these guys are stout against the run. Actually, #1 run defense in the SIAC.
Third down and short now for Albany State. Fumble on the play by Banu. He's going to pick it up, try to run it. He gets a first down and a little bit more. Staying on his feet and goes out of bounds, but not before he gets a first down and moves the chains.
Yeah, those are the type of plays that really not accounted for. You have a bobbled snap, it's a broken play. Now everybody's going haywire. Banu picks it up, goes down the sideline. Looked like he almost stepped out right there. But either way, broken play, he picks up positive yards for that offense.
In the Fort Valley territory, and a good open field tackle there by Jamal Genevieve, playing that cornerback position.
Yeah, Fort Valley came with a little blitz on that side of the run, which also helped to minimize the production of that play by Albany State.
No gain. Call it second down and 10. Algernon Thomas once again on the carry. This time he can slide underneath a couple of blockers and find a hole and able to pick up about 3 to bring up third down.
Yeah, you know, Fort Valley plays a 4-3 defense, and they averaging on the run. I talked about how good they are against the run, #1. These guys, James, believe it or not. You ever heard that Believe It or Not show?
Ripley's Believe It or Not,
Believe
yeah.
It or Not. But believe it or not, Fort Valley run defense is #1, averaging 2.4 yards a carry, man. I'm like, you had the ball off 3 times, James. You're not getting no first down. It's
Third
4th and 4.
Third down, Banu. Quick pass and hit immediately, but reception made. And a good catch there. But also good closing play there by Darnell Stevens.
Yeah, they tested Darnell Stevens twice, and he's come up and made big plays. I'm excited about this guy already. That's what you want to be, a playmaker in that secondary. And right now, Darnell Stevens just showed that he is a playmaker.
Javon Jackson's reception still brings them about 2 yards short of the first, which means it'll be a 4th and short. Albany State and Quinn Gray's offense are going to go for it. Trying to draw him off sides, doesn't happen. Less than 10 seconds on the play clock. They got to make a decision if they're going to go for it. And they are. Getting a lot of pressure from Fort Valley. Banu's going to throw it long and throw it away. And the defense for Fort Valley stands strong, and they'll turn it over on downs. The Wildcat offense will take over.
Yeah, that particular play right there, James, the clock running down. Albany State runs spacing routes.
We'll take a break. We come back. We'll see if Fort Valley's offense can get things started. No score, 33rd annual Fountain City Classic right here on ESPN+. Stay tuned. right, no score. Both teams have had one possession here at the 33rd Annual Fountain City Classic. Second possession for the Wildcats. Durham looking to throw. He finds a receiver in Mitchell. Mitchell keeping his feet, and he's off to the races, staying on the sideline, eventually knocked out of bounds by Dayton Baker, but a first down into Golden Ram territory.
Yeah, a little swing pass here. Basically gets the running back moving. Great catch, outruns the defense. Great start for the Fort Valley State offense.
So now the officials will say that he went out of bounds exactly at the 50-yard line, right at midfield. But it's still a first down at midfield for the Wildcats.
And that was a nice little changeup. Basically, that flare pass that they would call it is basically a short extension of the run, but you throw the ball. Great play call.
Faking the end around, they're going to go right back inside and give it to Gentry Sparks.
Yeah, nice little setup here. Fake the Z sweep, get the defense moving one direction, and do a little pitch inside. Nice little change up, play call, getting a little fancy, a little bit of positive movement, and showing more of what the Fort Valley State offense is capable of doing.
3-yard gain. Looks like Mitchell is back in the game. Seven seconds on the play clock. Durham gets it off, gets it over to Mitchell, and now this time Mitchell can't go anywhere. Good, strong defense, able to bring him down. Good play by Ronald Robinson playing that defensive end spot.
Yeah, nice play, nice hustle by number 93 for Albany State. Great play. That's what you have to do if you're going to stop the run. You got to play just like Al Childs did right there. You got to see the ball, you got to pursue the ball, and make the tackle.
Third down and 10 now for Fort Valley. Durham with plenty of time, going to throw it high and over the head of his intended receiver, Corinthians Edmonds.
Yeah, right there, Fort Valley, expecting cover two. They run what we call a smash route, 5 yards, and they run 7 routes by the inside receiver, corner routes. But Albany State was in great position. Durham had to throw the ball away.
Durham looking to try to get back on track after sitting out 2 games due to injury. And now Elon Hall on to punt, his second punt of the afternoon here at the Fountain City Classic. Getting some pressure. Ooh, it was close to being blocked, but he booms one, and it'll go out of bounds depending on the spot. He kicked a great ball inside the 10. Oh, they'll say no, right at the 12, 13-yard line. And that's where Albany State will take over. Stay tuned. More SIAC football coming up.
Ambassador.
Do tell.
I live to network. HBCU's all about that. The keyword being network.
Oh, like a certain network that has speedy 5G and is a proud sponsor of HBCUs?
I see you can take a hint.
I can drop a hint too, Don.
join the HBCU family, you become part of the tradition of breaking barriers in your community, breaking ground in your career, and bringing it with everything you do. From how you look to how you move in the classroom, on the court, and on the field. That's why Academy Sports and Outdoors is proud to celebrate the HBCU legacy and all those to add to it in their own way.
Still no score, and the parking lot, I mean, they're hitting all cylinders because the food is fantastic out there. Smell vision here at A.J. McClung Stadium. And for Albany State, their first play right here on their second drive, no gain.
You know, last year's game here, right here in this very same spot, Fort Valley went up first. They went up 7-0 in the first quarter. So it'll be interesting to see. You always want to see who scores first. But right now, it's a great game. Like you said, everybody's full. They just finished their tailgating, coming inside, filling up the stands for a great game.
Second down now and 8. Flag is thrown, and the ball quickly separated. Good job there by the defense for Fort Valley State. Landon Austin right there to break that up.
Yeah, Landon Austin even showed a little bit of emotion. That's what you want to see, a little bit of emotions right there. Great play by number 12, Landon Austin.
Let's see what the official call will be. Five-yard penalty, moves them back.
You know, these teams are very good disciplined teams. Fort Valley, they're very disciplined. Don't have a lot of penalties. They're ranked very high defensively as a team by not penalizing themselves. And that's one way, James, that you can lose a game. Penalties and big plays. And Fort Valley, when it comes to penalties, they do a great job. Coach Gibbs has a very disciplined team.
Trying to keep it on the ground, but this time Banu is going to try to run it, and he eludes one defender, but can't elude all of them, but he's still able to get some gains, and he may be a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, it started by Casey Coleman. Watch number 93 coming to the picture. 33 Fort Valley. DeMarcus Harris, he was the one to put that pressure on, and that's where it started. Again, great hustle by the defense. Puts pressure on Banu. Right there, got a great shot of 33 Harris right there. Great play, great hustle. Makes it easier for the next man to make the tackle.
They do give him enough for a first down. They're going to try to keep it on the ground as Albany State. And they're able to get more positive yards.
And Sincere Rodriguez. Great run by him, 6-foot freshman from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
First action that he's seen tonight, and really the first action he's seen all year. They're pulling out all the stops.
Yeah, games like this, James, you got to do it. Everybody's so hyped. This is the type of game you got to make sure you take a lot of B12. You know, B12 is supposed to help you conserve your energy because you're so nervous. Again, right here, Rodriguez just straight up the A-gap. Fort Valley does a great play. Sharing it, stopping it, limiting the movement.
Trying to switch out personnel are the Golden Rams.
You know, a game like this, James, is kind of like boxing, right? The first couple of rounds, everybody's full of energy, and really about the third round and the fourth round, you know, things settle down. So we're going to start seeing these teams settle down in the short.
Banu going to sling it and finds a receiver, and that receiver pays the price. And a good reception there by Micah Forsyth. And this is another one of those young guys, redshirt freshman, getting his first opportunity.
Yeah, 6'4" tight end right here, just finds a little seam in between Fort Valley defenders, brings the ball down. Again, Albany State, they can throw the ball. Gray, he's a quarterback coach, played quarterback at FAMU, so you know he loves to throw the ball.
Second down and short. Banu, quick pass. And this time quickly wrapped up is Kieran Jackson. And the defense for Fort Valley State doing a good job of really closing in on the football and making tackles.
Yeah.
And that was Damon Polite on the tackle.
Yeah, Polite wasn't too polite on that play. I'm like, he ran and made that tackle like he was really trying to harass. So his name may be Polite, but you know what? That tackle was aggressive.
3rd down and 4 now. No score, Fountain City Classic. Banu trying to bubble screen, but they can't get it to Rodriguez. Incomplete.
Oh, big old 52 for Fort Valley State. Made sure Quantel Jones, watch him. In the face of the quarterback, try to set up a screen. Again, those are the type of players you want on your defense, James. Playmakers like Jones.
And once again, the defense for Fort Valley State holds. And it'll be another punting opportunity now for Gilbert Brown.
And see, that what happens when you make a big play. You go to the sideline, everybody pat you on the shoulder. Good job, good job. You sit down. First thing you're looking for is a water bottle.
Able to get the punt off. And it will take an Albany State bounce and be down right at the 20-yard line. So they just keep flipping fields. No score. Albany State, Fort Valley State, Fountain City Classic. Stay tuned. More football coming up. And the Albany State student body in full effect. And you see the homecoming court even enjoying the festivities. A bright, sunny, but not too hot day here at A.J. McClung Stadium. Good spin move there by Fort Valley State, able to do a fantastic job. That's Brandon Marshall on the carry.
Nice spin move by Marshall. But again, he had to make that spin move because of the pressure from Albany State's defense. So, again, we got two great teams, same colors, same mindset that they want to win this game. And, again, I'm just so excited myself just to be here, just to call this game every year in Columbus.
Durham, high pass, but Mitchell able to bring it down. Wow, he bounces off of two defenders. They can't bring him down, and he lands forward close to another first down, all the way out to the 29-yard line, 2 yards short.
Yeah, Marshall looked like he should have stayed more to the outside, but he decided to cut it back inside, and that's where the pursuit of the defense shuts him down. He doesn't pick up as many yards as he could have.
3rd down and 1 now for the Wildcats. Going to give it to Mitchell. Stutter steps, and looks like he moved forward enough for them to get the first down, and they'll move the chains. Brandon Mitchell, once again, getting closer to that 1,000-yard mark. He came in with 844 yards total on the season.
Yeah, he's trying to get that illustrious 1,000-yard runner, but Albany State defense, I think they put that up on the bulletin board, James. That's bulletin board material. And I'm pretty sure that was talked about all week in Albany State's locker room, that this guy's not going to get 1,000 yards on us.
We've come to the end of the first quarter, and just like it is in any rivalry, no score between Albany State and Fort Valley. Second quarter coming up. Stay tuned. A fantastic day for football here on the berm at A.J. McClung Stadium. A lot of people don't even know Georgia and Auburn, many, many years ago, they used to play annually here in this stadium because their stadiums weren't big enough to house the fans. Here at center stage, the Fountain City Classic, Fort Valley State and Albany State. James Verrett along with Tyrone Poole. And Tyrone, this is early on a defensive struggle.
Yeah, defensive struggle. I think both teams were excited. Now, like I said earlier, you're going to start to see the offensive coordinator, because sometimes the coaches get excited too, James. So this is a big rivalry, but I think you're going to see true football start to be played now. You're going to see flashes of previous plays in the first quarter repeating themselves, but both teams have settled down now.
Durham looking to pass, and looks like it will be a reception. Receiver just falls right there out of bounds. And a good play there by Corinthians Edmonds.
Yeah, you see Durham right there just took one step. Even though he's in the gun, that one step is still an indicator of a short route. And right there was a little quick out route to Austin Edmonds for Fort Valley. And again, pay attention to that gun. Even though the quarterback is in the gun, if you see him take no steps, that's kind of like a 3-step drop from up under the center. So pay attention to the quarterback.
Movement, and play is stopped. Let's see what the official call will be today.
Number 65, 5-yard penalty.
And that was Dorsey, the starting left guard, who got called for that infraction. Moves him back 5.
It's unfortunate, James, that most of the time, the only time pretty much when an offensive lineman get his name called is when they create a penalty. So, you know, these guys do so much in the trenches, as they call it, opening up the gaps for the running backs, holding the position so that quarterbacks like Durham can step up and deliver a nice, sweet ball.
3rd down. Pitch and catch reception made by Zentarius Anderson. Anderson getting a little bit more. They call him Z, and Z was able to give them a 1st down and get them closer to midfield.
Yeah, Jacoby Higgs, DB, 5'10", redshirt sophomore. Number 12 comes up, missed the tackle. And when you miss that tackle, you're going to pay for it. So Anderson makes him pay for it and picks up extra yard. But great ball by Durham, who's completing about 56% of his passes.
Out to the 47. Durham looking to throw again, wide open. He finds a receiver and one man to beat, but he could not beat him, and he gets up in, and that's Jawan Bell with his first reception of the game.
Yeah, Jawan Bell, he's also a great special teamer for Fort Valley State. Again, great pocket. Look at the offensive line. Great pocket. Great look away by Durham. Delivers a nice ball.
Redshirt freshman Taurus Bivens called for the hold, the starting center. So all those positive yards are negated, and they move back inside their own 40, down to the 36.
Penalties, that's the second penalty we've incurred with Fort Valley State. They had an early penalty in the first quarter defensively, and this is the first penalty for the offense. Again, Fort Valley State and Albany State are very disciplined, so I don't expect to see too many of those yellow hankies hitting the ground from the referees.
Giving it to Mitchell. Mitchell breaks through and able to get some of those negative yards back. Second effort doesn't get him any much more, but he does get out to the 42.
Yeah, nice play by Lewis, stepping up, linebacker for Albany State, number 10. Gets in the pile right there. And you see Fort Valley State offensive linemen. I think them offensive linemen guys, they like that, standing around the pile, and they come in there with the little added push.
2nd down now and about 15. They need to get beyond midfield to the 44 of Albany State. Fake it, and they go outside. Great spin move there by Edmonds, and Edmonds' second effort gets him close to the 1st down. He's brought down at about the 46-yard line, but Corinthians Edmonds, one of the better receivers for the Wildcats.
Nice little play call here. They had Bell, inside receiver. You see him come in and run an inside route, and right there, which opened up the window for the complete
Watch out
pass.
on the backside, and a sack, the first sack of the day, and that's Abe Clinkscales for Albany State, and he's the first one to get credit for the sack.
Yeah, you see him saying eat. Ronald Robinson, we talked about him, defensive lineman as well, number 51, comes in, makes a play. Again, Albany State has a great defense. These boys don't play lightly on the other side of the ball as well.
Punting situation now for the Wildcats. High snap. Elon Hall able to get it off. It'll be a short punt, but it will take a Wildcat bounce, and it'll go inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line. Great punt by Hall. We come back. We'll see if Albany State can break this 0-all tie. Stay tuned.
HBCUs are anchored by legacy. They nurture the talent and determination of their students and prepare them for a bright future. The Home Depot's Retool Your School program has and still believes in the excellence of HBCUs, committed not just in speech, but through the revitalization and upgrades of the campuses these students call home. Building, planting, tilling the dream, all hearts and countless volunteers on the ground. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Georgia Power is here with a little reminder of how easy it is to save energy at home. Because it's often as simple as a twist, or as easy as a lift. It could be a little squeeze, or maybe just a pull. These small changes can make a big difference, helping you save energy for the bigger things in life. Visit georgiapower.com for tips and programs to help save energy and money.
Join the HBCU family. You become part of the tradition of breaking barriers in your community, breaking ground in your career, and bringing it with everything you do. From how you look to how you move in the classroom, on the court, and on the field. That's why Academy Sports and Outdoors is proud to celebrate the HBCU legacy and all those to add to it in their own way.
Coach Quinn Gray donning the blue and gold of Albany State. No score between Fort Valley and Albany State at the 33rd annual Fountain City Classic. High throw, but a reception made, and good open field tackle made there by Damon Polite.
Nice little quick pass out to Dorsey. Polite comes up. Polite was playing off, great break and acceleration up to make the tackle on Dorsey to limit the yards after the catch.
5-yard gain, 2nd down and 5 now for the Golden Rams. Movement, looks like a free play, and they won't call it a safety, but it will remain Albany State ball.
That's one of them plays where defensively you're like, oh, you're ready to go, and then you end up having a play that's positive for your defense, and it goes all for naught because of the penalty. Again, the news slips, but again, Fort Valley defense fast.
Number 92.
Just got caught.
5-yard penalty. Result, first down, Albany State.
Leo Riley called for the offsides, the sophomore nose guard. So now ball out to the 13. A little bit more breathing room for Deontay Banu. Banu looking for a receiver, throwing it high, and just can't reach up there and get it as Ralph Lovett. Lovett normally is their deep threat, and they're trying to get him right there in the flats, and that was unsuccessful.
Yeah, a little rollout right here to the right side. You know, the hard thing about rolling out to your right side, you're throwing arm side, the ball is going to tend to kind of float on you a little bit because you're pushing the ball. You're stronger running to that side, and that is exactly what happened to Banu. running to that same side, throwing, the ball kind of floated.
Second down and 10. Banu throwing again. This time he does find a receiver and able to get enough for the first down. And that's what they want to see in him. And they found Ralph Lovett, and this time it worked.
Yeah, Ralph Lovett again, a little quick hitter, quick drop, step, delivers a nice ball, hits him while he's running. Lovett, again, he's a deep threat guy. He's the guy you're going to see go over the top, deep routes.
And right now, it looks like number 25, Damon Polite, the redshirt freshman, he is down. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll give you the status of Polite. No score here at the 33rd Annual Fountain City Classic. Stay tuned. And good to see Damon Polite on his feet. Looks like it was just a stinger, and he was able to get back on his feet. Now back to football. They're going to hand it off. And another strong run, this time by Sincere Rodriguez. And he's really getting his first significant play in this game, but he was smacked down by DeMarcus Harris.
Yeah, again, Sincere Rodriguez, 6-foot freshman, ground and pound. But again, great play defensively on the run game with Fort Valley's defense.
2-yard gain, second down and 8. Play clock is down to less than 20 seconds. Staying with the no huddle is Quinn Gray's Albany State Golden Rams. Banu with time, gonna throw it long, wide open, and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Ralph Lovett. And that is a rarity because normally he's a sure-handed guy.
Yeah, Ralph Lovett. Now you can say, and we were both down on the field today, the sun is actually in the direction in which he is looking. So it can, and you can get that ball lost. And he has a shield on as well. So the glare from that sun can make it hard. But I'm pretty sure that's one that Mr. Lovett would love to have back.
In the professional ranks, how much do you, in warm-ups, practice catching a ball like that to try to get your eyes used to it?
Well, that's one thing you can't practice and reproduce in practice is pregame is that long ball right there. So you can reproduce the catches and all that, but just that long distance pass.
And reception made by Javion Jackson. And Jackson's able to hold on to it, but he paid a price.
Yeah, he come up a little bit limping there. Again, great throw, good catch, kind of had that knee bend behind him a little bit there, that left knee. So he comes out limping. Was able to walk out. That's a good thing on his own power. So
that's the advantage of being young. If you're older and that happens, you're going straight to the hospital.
Going to the ice bag.
First down now. Ball close to the 45-yard line of Albany State. Flare pass, able to get it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez sincerely gets the ball out to midfield with a little intent, and it's close to a first down. And once again on the tackle, DeMarcus Harris.
Yeah, DeMarcus Harris, again, plays like this, swing passes like this, it's all about hustle. But it started with the great edge setting by Walker, Jaden Walker, the linebacker for Fort Valley. He set the edge, which made Rodriguez turn up.
Banu, nice short pass. The intermediate passes are working for him now in the Fort Valley territory. Harris is holding the ball, saying that he has it, but Kieran Jackson was able to get and secure the ball, and he'll be down. But it looks like we may have a flag, and Coach Gray is really trying to figure out what's going on. Let's see what the official call will be. Oh, they say incomplete.
Got to have full control. Looked like he didn't have full control when he hit the ground. No catch.
3rd down 4.
Trips to the left, 3 receivers to the left side, single receiver to the backside.
Banu. And he tries to find a receiver in Dorsey, but he just can't bring it in. Once again, good coverage. Darnell Stevens right there on him.
Yeah, Dorsey couldn't quite pull it in. Banu tried to drill it in. A little bit of floater right there. Probably should have brought it down just a little bit. Incomplete. Albany punting.
Crowd is continuing to come in everywhere around this facility. We've seen tailgating, and a great crowd. Should be a sellout crowd today. Those back in the day when you played, right, Tyrone?
Man, we used to pack the crowd, pack the house.
Fair catch for the Wildcats right there at the 15-yard line, and that's where the Wildcats will take over. No score. 33rd Annual Fountain City Classic. Stay tuned.
Join the HBCU family. You become part of the tradition of breaking barriers in your community, breaking ground in your career, and bringing it with everything you do. From how you look to how you move in the classroom, on the court, and on the field. That's why Academy Sports and Outdoors is proud to celebrate the HBCU legacy and all those to add to it in their own way.
Guys doing? Learning that HBCUs are not only about networking, there's also secret handshakes.
That's cap. HBCUs do not have secret handshakes, right?
You mean this secret handshake?
Cool.
Wow, these guys are almost Cricket 5G fast.
We're kidding. There's no such thing as a secret handshake.
Or is there?
Whoa, that's how you do it.
Still no score here in the battle of blue and gold here in the state of Georgia. Albany State and Fort Valley State, SIAC football. winner can increase their chances to meet Benedict College in the SIAC championship game. And Mark Mitchell on the carry. And he is really feeling the young man who played at Mercer, graduated, moved over to Fort Valley State, and has really made a home there and really provided some leadership to this relatively young squad for Fort Valley.
Good leadership is hard to find, James, and that's the part of a winning team when you can turn all 11 guys into leaders, but it starts with that one person.
Trying to keep it on the ground. Second effort. He breaks the line of scrimmage and may have gained one, is Brandon Mitchell.
You know, Albany State, we talked about Fort Valley's run defense, ranking second in the number one in the SIAC against the run. And when you talk about Albany State defense, they right behind Fort Valley. They are fifth, just averaging 3.9 yards a carry.
Going to stay with 4 wide receivers, with Mitchell still in the backfield along with Durham. Durham going to throw it, and he does find a receiver in Anderson. Anderson able to break a tackle, but hanging on was the defender. Good job there by a host of defenders for Albany State to bring him down.
Yeah, Anderson standing all of 6'3", 215, and he shows it right here. That's what 6'3", 215 looks like, people. It will not go down.
Out to the 22. Mitchell. This time Mitchell can't escape the arms of big number 9. He's stepping up big and making a play.
Weeks again. Watch Weeks, James. That's what you do right. Look at that Albany State defense. You even got Robinson in there. Weeks, he put his hands up and let people know he made that play.
And DeAvery Weeks, just a freshman out of Jacksonville, Florida. A lot of freshmen getting a lot of play today. Flare out, great job of bringing that one in and trying to keep it going, but can't go anywhere fast as Frayland Warrior.
Yeah, he did everything he could to hold that ball in. You know, plays like that, when you get a quick play, you're trying to out-leverage the defense, and he did just enough to just hold on to the ball.
Third down and 9. Both teams trying to move with the no huddle to keep the defenses at bay. Durham going to throw long, trying to find a receiver, but just out of the outreach arms of Frayland Warrior.
Nice coverage on the back end by Albany State. Forces an incomplete punting situation for Fort Valley.
3:34 left here in the opening half. No score. Both teams defensively have been playing outstanding.
Yeah, both teams defensively have been playing outstanding. And again, Fort Valley, they're good offensively and defensively. And you got Albany State. Hopefully they can get something going here with this punt return.
Almost blocked, but able to get it off is Elon Hall, and it will take a Wildcat bounce and down at the 35-yard line. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll see if Albany State can get their offense started. Neither team has been able to break the yoke of the defense. Stay tuned. You can't go wrong wearing blue and gold today in Columbus, Georgia. Albany State, Fort Valley State, the only thing that they share outside of conference affiliation are their colors, blue and gold. Albany State now, 1st and 10. Deontay Banu trying to find somebody open. He can, and he's off to the races, and he can run his way to a first down and does. Let's see if they say he went out of bounds a little early, and they will say that, but there was a flag all the way back at the 35-yard line at the original line of scrimmage. Let's see what the officials are going to tell us.
Holding. Offense. Number 50. 10-yard penalty. First down.
And that hold was against Ahmad Brimrah, the right guard. And when you take a look right up the middle, he's just up there holding. And then you can see, yeah, and that's a hold all day. As they say, any way you can cut it, that's a hold. Less than 3 minutes here in the opening half. Ball is tipped in the air and almost picked off by Fort Valley State. Good job there by the men up front for Fort Valley. And it appears to get credit for that will be Quintel Jones, one of the freshman defensive linemen out of Peach County. And yeah, he puts that big paw up and he's able to knock it down. He really wanted to get an interception, but that freshman from Peach County playing well. Banu gonna keep it, running it well, and he's able to get a lot of those penalty yards back and gets back to the original line of scrimmage at the 35. Take another look at it, and Banu just slashing through the defense before he's eventually brought down by Tim Alderman. Gets enough to make it 3rd down and 10. Pitch and catch. Catch made. Enough for the first down. And another great catch there by Javion Jackson. Take another look at it. Damon Polite almost got called for a horse collar, but a good tackle there on that throw and catch. 46-yard line now of Albany State. The Golden Rams still trying to drive with a little bit over 2 minutes to play, keeping it on the ground with Rodriguez, and he will get to the line of scrimmage and may have gained 1. This time Marquise Hood, freshman from Decatur, Georgia, right there to make the tackle. We've seen 2 true freshmen get some action this afternoon. Hood along with Quintel Jones. A lot of new guys, new faces. And on the other side, Sincere Rodriguez, a freshman, getting some action this afternoon. Less than 2 minutes to play now as the clock continues to run. Banu gets it over to Rodriguez, and he is stonewalled immediately. And Albany State's going to call the timeout. And even with somebody blocking him, the defender, the young Jones, able to make the tackle. So now if you think about it, for Fort Valley, they have been able to force 3 and outs at some point during the drive of Albany State. And for Albany State, they've been able to get a few first downs, but when they need it the most, Fort Valley has really stonewalled them. Officials trying to call both teams back onto the field. And Deontay Banu, Atlanta, Georgia native, Benjamin Mays High School, trying to guide his team to a Fountain City Classic. And now Fort Valley State says, we saw what you wanted to set up. And now they're going to call a timeout. So a little gamesmanship here. More like a basketball game in which you see the setup, he calls a timeout, and then you call a timeout. And now, obviously, Albany State and Quinn Gray may be trying to switch things up a bit because he's looking over there and say, okay, he saw what I had, so let me see if I want to switch this up just a little bit. And for Fort Valley State, Coach Gibbs wants to see his defense get a stop right here and try to get the ball back so he can give his offense one more shot to get some points on the board. $1:23 left here in the first half. 33rd annual Fountain City Classic. Beautiful afternoon for football here in the state of Georgia. And now we're ready to go. Banu getting some pressure on the backside. He sees it, tries to elude one defender and does, but eventually he gets brought down and he'll be short of the first. But a good job by the defense to sniff it out and bring him down. You take another look. He was able to elude one defender, but the young man he could not elude is Kamari Blankumsey. And he's a senior out of Quitman, Georgia. But going forward now is Albany State. Less than 5 seconds on the clock. They tried to draw them off sides. They'll take the penalty and kick it.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And that will help the punter, Gilbert Brown, for Albany State. Brown gets the kick off, and it is returnable. And they're going to try to find some room. The Wildcats do find some room, and a great return. Dejon Bell on the return. Good job. Eludes one defender, and you got to think about it as a returner. All you want to try to do is get 10 yards. That's one less first down. He bobbled that one. One less first down that the offense has to earn in order to score. So now fantastic field position as Bell goes back out there as a wide receiver. $1:02 left here in the opening half. Durham getting pressure. He eludes two defenders. Flag is thrown. Reception made by Zantarius Anderson. Enough for a first down, but this may all be coming back. Let's see what the call will be.
Holding, defense, number 38. Penalty is declined. First down, Fort Valley.
Penalty against the Golden Rams, so that means Anderson's receptions will stand. They decline the penalty, and they are in Albany State territory.
Yeah. The clock will start on the snap.
Great pitch and catch by Durham to Zentarius Anderson. And the big wide receiver is a great target for the redshirt sophomore quarterback. From the 43 now of Albany State, 53 seconds left. 2 timeouts remaining for Fort Valley. Pitch and catch, and this time incomplete, intended for Warrior. Fans want a pass interference, but it was just good coverage by Amon Ross. That'll bring up second down and 10. More people are coming in because, of course, here in HBCU, the halftime show will be center stage. Both bands, Albany State and Fort Valley State, will put on a fantastic show. Durham looking to throw, and this one a little bit too short, intended for Warrior. So now third down and 10, and this is where it will get a little complex, because you don't want to not get a first down or have an interception or anything of that nature, because you want to get Albany State the worst field position if you have to turn it over. So right now is go time for the Wildcats. Durham getting some pressure. Throws it high, has a receiver wide open, the catch is made. Touchdown, Fort Valley. Touchdown, Corinthians Edmonds. And just like that, the Wildcats get on the board. Take another look at it. Durham does a good job to string it out. He pump fakes and just throws a rainbow over to Edmonds. 53-yard touchdown pass, and he just slings it. Gets right behind Turner, the defender. Point after attempt is up, and it is good. And with 31 seconds left, the Albany State defense held as long as they could, but Fort Valley's offense, with Corinthians Edmonds, with a pass from Durham, able to get on the board, 7-0 in favor of the Wildcats. And you can see the band and the cheerleaders, everybody having a good time, because their blue and gold has the lead. So Daniel Gibbs will handle the kicking duties. Bell back deep for Albany State. And he kicks a bullet, and it's going to go into the end zone. He's going to try to run it out of the end zone, and this time that may have not been his best move. So now he has the ball right at the 10-yard line. Good special teams play there by Fort Valley. They're playing some inspired football. And the defense for Fort Valley State will take the field right now. 24 seconds away from pitching a first half shutout. Now to be up to Deontay Banu. try to guide this team in 24 seconds to try to get close, or will they go into victory formation? Looks like that's what they'll do. He'll kneel it. And Coach Gray obviously wants to go in the locker room and try to make some adjustments. But for the first half, Fort Valley State with a huge bomb to Corinthians Edmonds, able to break the scoreless game and make it
That is the
7-0.
end of the second quarter. Halftime.
A great day for football here at A.J. McClung, the historic A.J. McClung Stadium in Columbus, Georgia, right along the side of the Chattahoochee for the 33rd annual Fountain City Classic, and it is Fort Valley who has a 7-0 lead.
Testing. 1, 2.
Waiting now to see if we can grab Coach Gibbs.
Columbus, Georgia. Make some noise! Albany Stadium, let me hear make some noise!
And we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have more halftime. 7-0 is your score here at the 33rd annual Fountain City Classic. Stay tuned. A packed house here at A.J. McClung Stadium as the bands have taken center stage. First up, Albany State's marching band. 7-0 is your score in favor of the Wildcats of Fort Valley State. It has been a great afternoon for football here at the 33rd Annual Fountain City Classic in Columbus, Georgia. And both teams have pitched a defensive gem. But in the last 30 seconds of the game, it was Fort Valley finding Corinthians Edmonds for the touchdown. And that touchdown is where we find ourselves, 7-0. And let's go down to Tyrone Poole, who is with the commissioner of the SIAC. Tyrone, you ready?
Hello, James. How we doing? I'm here with the commissioner of the SIAC, Dr. Holloman. It's an honor to be here speaking with you. Dr. Holloman, what's your observation so far of the Fountain City Classic game?
So, Tyrone, this has been a hard-fought first half. Albany has dominated time of possession, but Fort Valley had a big play at the end to give them the momentum going into halftime.
Now, the winner of this game hopefully has an opportunity to play in the championship game. How has the new format affected how things play out if it's a 4-way tie, 5-way tie?
So, Tyrone, we're excited. You know, we eliminated divisional play, and we're taking the top 2 teams to the championship game. Benedict is already qualified, but the winner of this game has the potential to be in the championship game if Miles were to upset Tuskegee. So, you know, this is the excitement that we wanted to bring, having meaningful football games throughout Week 10.
Well, that's awesome. I look forward to it. As I told everybody, I played in this classic 4 times, and I was 1-3. So hopefully Fort Valley will keep it going. But my last question for you, Commissioner, how important is the Fountain City Classic, not only to the city of Columbus, but Fort Valley State University and Albany State University?
So, you know, the Fountain City Classic, this is the 33rd year of the game, the economic impact for the city of Columbus. Then you also have the scholarship support that goes to Albany State and Fort Valley State. And that's significant because this game spotlights these 2 great institutions.
Well, you guys heard it. Tyrone Poole here talking with the great future plans to come, Commissioner Holloman, my buddy, my friend. Back to you, James.
All right, thank you so very much, Tyrone and Commissioner Holloman. 7-0 is your score. More halftime coming up. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to A.J. McClung Stadium. Bands are center stage here. 7-0 is your score in head of Fort Valley. When we come back, we'll have some highlights and some stats. It's been a great 33rd annual Fountain City Classic. SIAC football on ESPN. Stay tuned. More coming up. And the bands continue to perform here at A.J. McClung Stadium in Columbus, Georgia, 33rd Annual Fountain City Classic. And it has been a great ball game, a great day for football. James Verrett along with Tyrone Poole. And Tyrone, you did a good job as sideline reporter. Now, boom, like Superman, you come back up here.
I know, man. My first sideline gig. So I could do it from the press box, and I could do it from the sideline.
There you
and
go.
everybody know I could do it on the field. So,
well, your thoughts on the first half and what happened? I mean, it seems as though it's going to be a defensive battle, and then Fort Valley had the bomb to end the first half.
Yeah, and I'm looking back in 2022 at halftime, it was 24-14 Fort Valley. So what does 365 days make? Going into halftime this game, 2023, is 0-7-0. So I expect these teams to go in and make the adjustments and try to score some more points.
Let's take a look at the touchdown, and it was a great pass. I mean, some people would say that it was sailing a little bit, but that was just what you needed to see from Durham right when they needed it.
Yeah, again, they had Durham on the run. He actually airs one out, throws it to where the receiver could run up on the ball. Great play, big play.
It looked like he pump faked it, and he just slung it. And, I mean, the defensive back was lost.
Yeah, the defensive back was lost, but again, the way he threw the ball, the trajectory of the ball, allowed the receiver to run up under it, catch it, and a big-time score for Fort Valley.
And you take a look at the halftime stats. Surprisingly, it's Fort Valley who has more passing yards, and Albany State has more rushing yards.
Exactly, because Fort Valley was known for their #1 defense against the run, and they are not doing too well themselves. So, again, when you look at the stats, everything is kind of balanced out, 146, 121 total. The score, 7-0. I'm interested, James, to see what type of adjustments they made for the second half.
No doubt about it. When we come back, we'll see what kind of adjustments they will make as it's 7-0 in favor of Fort Valley. Here's the 33rd annual Fountain City Classic. Stay tuned. More football coming up. And the SIAC center stage here in the 33rd annual Fountain City Classic. And the reason why it's important, as we look at the standings in the SIAC, Benedict College is #1 in the conference, and they've already punched their ticket to the championship game. But it's Tuskegee who is in the driver's seat to be the #1 contender. But Fort Valley, Allen, Miles, and Albany State all have an outside shot, but it's really Albany State, Fort Valley, Tuskegee who are in the driver's seat to see if they can make it to the championship game, to see who can dethrone the reigning champion Benedict Tigers.
And James, you know, there's some great games happening today as well. Tuskegee and Miles. Again, Fort Valley, Hope and Miles knocked Tuskegee off, and you got Allen and Benedict, the battle of down the street.
Albany State won the toss and deferred. The kick, oh man, that was dangerous. It got past one of the upbacks and finally secured and slid out of bounds. And that was dangerous there for Javion Jackson. But he's able to secure the football, and now it'll be Albany State. When you think about adjustments for the Golden Rams, Tyrone, what do you think Coach Gray was talking to them in the locker room?
Well, you go in, really neither team really did anything to hurt themselves, penalties, giving up big plays, miscues. I just think they have to stick with the game plan. Benu got to take control of that offense. They got to mix in some pass and run, play action, and try to get behind that secondary of Fort Valley.
Ball at the 17-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Golden Rams. They're going to keep it on the ground, and good tackling there by the defense of Fort Valley. DeMarcus Harris once again making some tackles.
Yeah, we called his name several times today. And, you know, whenever you make a big play, you get that slap on the helmet, as you just saw right there. But, you know, I'm kind of shocked about Albany State. Quinn Gray being a quarterback, you would think he would be airing this ball out a little bit more, James.
As he said, you got to have that kind of personnel in order to completely air it out. He was part of that Gulf Coast offense under Billy Joe at Florida A&M. He said he has a little bit of that, but not all together. He's basically using what he has in front of him. Ralph Lovett on the reception, getting close to a 1st down.
Yeah, 2 good back-to-back plays by Fort Valley defense. Back-to-back plays. They limited Albany State on the run. The first play, very short pass right there to Lovett. Now puts Albany State in a 3rd and long situation, which they are not too good on 3rd down.
3rd down and 7. And those little intermediate passes, a lot of people don't remember that was key for the Gulf Coast offense, because they didn't call it rack yards. They called it yak yards, yards after the catch. Benu, quick pass, and this time he does find his receiver. Paying the price is Javion Jackson, but he pays the price and it pays off. He gets enough for the 1st down. Good tackle made by Landon Austin.
Yeah, Javion Jackson, not only is he good at returning special teams, punt return, kickoff returns for Albany State, but they also can plug him in and let him run out the slot and catch passes just like he did.
Ball now out at the 31-yard line. More breathing room for Albany State. They were held scoreless in the 1st half. Now here in the 3rd quarter, trying to get on the scoreboard. Benu, once again, quick pass. The ball looks like it was tipped ever so slightly and incomplete. Closest person over to it is Jamal Genevieve for Fort Valley State.
We've seen Albany State attack the inside several times, and they run that same route several times where they have the slot receiver. This time it was actually Javion Jackson that ran the slant, and you had Lovett coming with the outer slant, and they didn't connect. But they run that play several times during this game.
Going with 3 wide receivers on the far side are the Golden Rams. Now they're going to pause for a moment, check with me. And looks like he eludes one defender, loses his footing. And that was a great acrobatic attempt at an interception by Landon Austin, but he landed out of bounds.
Yeah, Tim Alderman right there, number 5, put the pressure on Benu. He had to vacate the pocket, and anytime you get a quarterback on the run, keep them on the run. They're not going to be able to plant their feet and throw with the proper mechanics, and usually it always ends up as a bad pass.
Now looking at 3rd down and 10.
You know, Banu is completing about 56% of his passes, so I'm pretty sure Coach Gray would like to have him have a little bit more percentage.
Banu now getting some pressure on the backside, and this time he pays the price, and Tim Alderman is able to get credit for the sack. Another big play by the junior defensive lineman.
Yeah, back-to-back plays by Tim Alderman right there. The first play he came in, he rolled Banu out to the outside, incomplete pass. Tim Alderman comes back again, second play, and gets the sack.
Great job by Alderman. This defensive front has really rattled Banu, making him feel a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, Tim Alderman there. That's the guy you need if you're a guy in the secondary, you want somebody like Tim Alderman.
Brown the punt, almost blocked. It looks like it was blocked. It was tipped. The ball is loose, and now it's down at the 40-yard line. Once again, good special teams by Fort Valley. We go to break, and when we come back, we'll see if the Wildcats can add on to their 7-0 lead. Stay tuned.
Georgia Power is here with a little reminder of how easy it is to save energy at home. Because it's often as simple as a twist, or as easy as a lift. It could be a little squeeze, or maybe just a pull. These small changes can make a big difference, helping you save energy for the bigger things in life. Visit GeorgiaPower.com for tips and programs to help save energy and money.
HBCUs are anchored by legacy. They nurture the talent and determination of their students and prepare them for a bright future. The Home Depot's Retool Your School program has and still believes in the excellence of HBCUs, committed not just in speech, but through the revitalization and upgrades of the campuses these students call home. Building, planting, tilling the dream, all hearts and countless volunteers on the ground. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Hey, Don, what made you become a Cricket Campus ambassador?
Do tell.
I live to network. HBCU's all about that. The key word being network.
Oh, like a certain network that has speedy 5G and is a proud sponsor of HBCUs?
I see you could take a hint.
I can drop a hint too, Don.
When you join the HBCU family, you become part of the tradition of breaking barriers in your community, breaking ground in your career, and bringing it with everything you do. From how you look to how you move in the classroom, on the court, and on the field. That's why Academy Sports and Outdoors is proud to celebrate the HBCU legacy and all those to add to it in their own way.
And Fort Valley State with a 7-0 lead, their defense holding strong, and now we'll see if their offense can continue the momentum that they had to end the first half. They're going to give it to Brandon Mitchell. Mitchell, wow, great sidestep, and he finds some room to run, and he's going to go wild over there on the far side, enough to get the first down and more. Out inside the 30, down to the 24, and yes, he's talking it up some. Said, I lost my helmet, but I'm still running.
Yeah, he's looking for those extra yards to get that 1,000, but right here they start with a counter play. Actually, Albany State does a great job. Marshall had to redirect. Albany State defense over-pursued. He was able to pick up positive yards for that Fort Valley State ground game.
Good job there by Mitchell, the grad transfer, playing big for Coach Gibbs, Fort Valley State Wildcats. Looking to add on to their 7-0 lead. Keeping it on the ground. Really playing more like pinball on the ground. And the first carry for Kentrell Williams this afternoon.
Yeah, Kentrell Williams, he's another one of those staple horses that Coach Gibbs has in that backfield, and he's going to use all those guys, which is very good. Whenever you can have different running backs that you can put in the game, James. I used to be that type of guy that used to think, hey, if I got that main guy, play him all the time. But I found out the more running backs you can have, the better your running game is.
You got more guys that are fresh.
There you go, fresh.
Durham, flare pass out to Mitchell. Mitchell's trying to outrun the defender, but he can't do it. And that was a good open field tackle made by Derek Drayton.
Yeah, we've seen Fort Valley use several plays that we've seen in the first half here. Again, they come back with the flare. Again, positive yards. That flare pass is an extension. And you saw Marshall put his hands up there. He was like, I was that close. Kind of like Gale Sayers. All I need is 18 inches.
There you go. Mitchell again on the carry. And this time he gets to the line of scrimmage and really can't get much more. Eventually brought down by Randon Fillingame.
Yeah, Fillingame, he was holding on for dear life. And that's what you do as a defensive player. You just grab whatever you can. Grab a jersey, grab an arm, grab a leg, and just hold on and wait for the cavalry to come.
All the way down to the 14-yard line of Albany State. And Fort Valley offense is really clicking. Durham looks, pitch, catch, into the end zone, but there is a flag. Reception made by Gentry Sparks, but there is a flag.
Stress Albany State defense there.
Eligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 64, 5-yard penalty. First down.
Now that is the center, Taurus Bivens.
Yeah.
Now, unless he thought it was a running play, why would he leave?
Well, it's one of those plays where it sets up. They had a lot of things going on in that play. They had a wide receiver screen set up, a wide receiver quick screen, which stretched Albany State's defense. And then they had the fake, which allowed the interior receiver to get behind that defense of Albany State. It was a great play call.
And this time, not having it, going nowhere fast. Great defense. And Contrell Williams couldn't go anywhere because Amon Ross was the first one there, and he really snuffed it out.
Yeah, Ross there, again, making big plays. Number 5 right there in the center of the screen. And this is what it's going to take for Albany State to at least hold Fort Valley in for a field goal or get them out of field goal range. Cannot let them score a touchdown if you're Albany State. Fort Valley, when they got this ball, they got it in great field position, and they're trying to move in and add another score.
And that one hits the hand of the intended receiver, Dejon Bell, but incomplete.
Yeah, Durham kind of threw that ball behind the receiver a little bit right there. Bell, again, another multi-skilled guy for Fort Valley State. Not only does he do the punt return and kick returning, but they put him in that slot, try to get those one-on-one matchups. But right there on that play, Durham threw it slightly behind him, and it was an incomplete pass.
Third down 19 now. They're going backwards. They were in the red zone, but penalties and some miscues have pushed them back.
And that's what you cannot have in a big game like this, James. Everybody has to have their mind directly on what they're supposed to do.
Pitch and catch. Ball was deflected at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. The defensive front stepping up big for Albany State.
Yeah,
and that was Derek Drayton again.
Drayton, and he had number 9, Pugh. Watch number 9, Pugh. Hands up. You know, that's a smart move by Pugh. They're told not to jump, and he did not jump. Just continue to run at the quarterback with your hands up in the air, make the quarterback throw the ball over you. That's exactly what he did. Well coached.
40-yard field goal attempt now by Daniel Gibbs.
Daniel Gibbs, long as it's 50 yards.
Kick is up. And no good. They say that it's wide right. And that one was no good. The defense holds for Albany State, but can their offense pick up off the momentum? 7-0 Fort Valley State. Stay tuned. This great complex along the Chattahoochee River filled with tailgaters and filled with fans inside the stadium. And if you're watching us online, wave because we just put you on. Now we'll see if Albany State can try to find a way to get on the scoreboard. Their offenses have been moving up and down the field but not able to punch it in. And once again, it is DeMarcus Harris and company right there to stop any opportunity for offensive success as Kieran Jackson was there on the reception.
Yeah, you also had Harris, and you had Jaden Walker, another linebacker for Fort Valley State. And again, those are hustle plays. When they throw any type of flare, any type of receiver screen, that's what is considered a hustle play. Everybody on defense got to hustle over there to minimize the yardage after the catch.
Banu with time. Ball is batted up in the air, picked off by Fort Valley State, and they're going to take it the other way. Great job. Darnell Stevens gets the interception. And just like that, the defense steps up big, and Stevens gets the interception.
Yeah, times like that, Jay, you see that ball go up in the air. Let's see who got the ball, hand on the ball. Right there, 52, Fort Valley.
That was the freshman, the youngster.
Cortell Jones. Cortell Jones gets his hands up in the air. Causes a big opportunity for Fort Valley in position to try to score again. But that's what you do as a defensive lineman. You rush, and then you read the quarterback. Once he releases the ball, you put your hands up in the air, and then you give opportunity for your defensive backs like Darnell Stevens right there to get that interception, get the ball back to the offense.
Durham gives it over to Mitchell, and Mitchell once again, wow, great move there. He's like a little pinball.
That's that changeup. You got, Marshall, and then you bring Mitchell, Eminem. Eminem, I guess that's what we're going to start calling them. We're going to nickname it. We're going to coin it right now, Eminem. So you got Marshall, and then you bring in Mitchell. But Marshall right there, he's a guy that he's still looking for that illustrious 1,000-yard season. So great play by him all day today.
Second down and 5. And this time goes nowhere fast as Marshall. He is wrapped up and brought down.
And you know, Fort Valley.
And that's filling game on the tackle.
When you look at the stats, James, the red zone, Fort Valley is 88% when they get into the red zone. What is the red zone? 20 yards in the end. They're right at the 20-yard line. They're 88%, number 2. 95% is the best in the SIAC. That belongs to Benedict College. Benedict College, when they get inside the 20 or the 20 going in, they are 95% chance that they're going to score. Fort Valley, 88% chance they're going to score.
Trying to throw it and incomplete out of the side of the end zone.
But they tried to throw it deep, third down, tried to take a shot, incomplete. Great defensive back play by Albany State. Forces the receiver, squeezes the receiver to the sideline. So now Fort Valley is attempting a field goal. Now, I'm kind of shocked at the kicking game because actually Fort Valley does a great job. Gill does a great job.
Daniel Gibbs for the 36-yard field goal. Kick is up, and once again, no good. This time, a little bit more to the left. 0 for 2 now for Daniel Gibbs. The defense holds for Albany State, but can they get their offense rolling? We'll see. Stay tuned.
Did you know HBCUs are a great place to network? Yes. Did you know Cricket has a great network with Speedy 5G and is a proud supporter of HBCUs?
Yes. Mia, everybody already knows that.
Dante, did you know this is an A and B conversation? So you need to see yourself out. He knows now.
Join the HBCU family. You become part of the tradition of breaking barriers in your community, breaking ground in your career, and bringing it with everything you do. From how you look to how you move in the classroom, on the court, and on the field. That's why Academy Sports and Outdoors is proud to celebrate the HBCU legacy and all those to add to it in their own way.
Defense for Albany State doing a good job of keeping their team into it, giving it back to their offense. 1st and 10 now for the Golden Rams. Banu going to hand it off to Rodriguez, and he gets maybe 3. And let's go back to that field goal by Fort Valley, Tyrone. It just seems as though that one just didn't go.
Yeah, just didn't go. Right there, you could tell it's like he hooked it too much. Good snap, good hold, like he just hooked it too much. And again, Bale, he's the guy. Gibbs is the guy. Daniel Gibbs, he's 90% on his field goal attempt. So it's kind of shocking that he's missing.
Banu looking for somebody to throw it to, and he does. Nice pitch and catch, and a reception made by Karen Jackson. That's enough for the first down, and they move the chains, and they're going to try to move at a faster pace because time is starting to run out. 5 minutes left here in the third quarter, 33rd annual Fountain City Classic.
Yeah, this is one of them type games, 7-0, 0-7, however you want to call it. This is the type of game where somebody's going to try to sneak in some type of trick play to try to get over top and get a big play.
But New tries to get it over the top and just can't find the intended receiver. And that was incomplete. Xavier Herndon was the intended receiver playing that Z position.
Yeah, Quantel Jones actually put pressure on him, James. That's why he had to get rid of that ball and couldn't get. He threw it a little bit too soon as he wanted to because those guys from that Fort Valley defensive line were putting pressure on him.
Second down and 10. Banu can't find anybody. He's going to try to thread the needle and an interception again. Wow. Fort Valley's defense unstoppable. And this time it's Damon Polite with the interception.
Yeah, you know, Banu had a good game last year in this Fountain City Classic. Here he's guiding traffic. Again, it's always tough to throw when you are running to the side that you have to throw the ball because your momentum is going to continue to carry you to the sideline, so the ball is going to drift. So really, that was a great play by Fort Valley. Like they say, catch the ones that come to you. So catch the ones that come to you. That's exactly what Polite did. Polite, he's been making plays, making tackles. He had a little slight injury in the first quarter, but he got the stick. He got the stick. The big play. What's that, the hammer?
The hammer. Defensive hammer.
He just made a hammer worth of play right there.
Marshall on the carry. Here comes Marshall. The Philadelphia native is quickly brought down. And this time now with Filling Game. Filling Game has stepped up so far here in the third quarter.
Now, you know, Jane, they say a turnover don't mean nothing unless you do something with it. So I'm pretty sure Polite, he wants that offense to go down and do something with that ball, right? So give him an opportunity to rest. We gave you the ball, made a big play, which is what's going to have to happen in this game if either one of these teams wants to win. And right now, Albany State has made errors, two big errors, and let's see if Fort Valley can take advantage of this one.
Marshall once again on the carry, trying to go to the outside, using his blocks. And this time he gets really submarined and brought down. A good, strong tackle. And we take another look at it, but that was a good, strong play on the edge.
Watts, gigawatts, man, that's what you come up, you bring that voltage right there, James, and that's exactly what
Cameron Watts
did. He brought it, yes.
Another true freshman playing big for Albany State here in the Fountain City Classic. Third down, 7.
Fort Valley 39% offensively on third down. The best is 55%.
Durham can't find anybody, and this time he's brought down in a sack. Another big play there. Chase Welsh and company able to make the play along with Robinson.
Again, like I said, it doesn't do any good to get a turnover if you don't do anything with it. And right there, Albany State, Welch, along with 93, Childs comes and they make a big play for Albany State. Get that defense off the field. Get the offense back on the field. So Albany State defense did what they were supposed to do. After a turnover, we called it put out the fire. And they put out the fire. Fort Valley didn't do nothing with that turnover.
Back-to-back turnovers by Albany State, and the defense back-to-back times stonewalls Fort Valley. Kick almost blocked, but it wasn't down at the 30-yard line. And with 2 minutes left here in the third quarter, it'll be the third opportunity for Albany State to see if they can get their offense going.
Yeah, both offenses are kind of sluggish. I think, like I said, it's going to take Banu and Coach Gray coming up with some type of trick play to get behind Fort Valley's secondary. I think both teams are going to have to dial up a trick play to try to put some points on the board. Fort Valley has had 2 missed opportunities with field goals. They've had an opportunity with 2 turnovers to try to move the ball. So if I'm Albany State, I'm Coach Gray, I'm very happy that the score is 7-0.
Going away from that bunch lineup on the near side, they're going to give it to Sincere Rodriguez.
You know, it's one of them times like in boxing, James, when you come out, you say, hey, we've taken their best shot. Now let's see if we can deliver some blows ourselves. So again, if you're Fort Valley State, defense, stay with your head on the swivel.
Rodriguez again, and this time he hits that line of scrimmage and gets pushed back. He can't motivate himself beyond those 2 blue jerseys. And good job once again by Fort Valley.
You got Marquise Hood, 44 right there, Fort Valley, standing strong. That's why they're number 1 in the running game. Hood, shut the hood, shut the door, shut the hood.
And another true freshman stepping up big. 3rd down and 3. And this pitch and catch does not go the way that Albany State wanted it. Intended for Rodriguez, but it goes in and out of his hands. Incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down and 3.
Again, trying to get the ball to the running backs and let them run, try to take advantage of that extension of the run, which is a pass, kind of like the West Coast offense, the old Bill Walsh offense. You get the running backs involved, flare passes, little routes to the flats, and try to get the ball into their hands. And Rodriguez has, number 21 right there, has been a big part of trying to get that established with that Albany State offense. But Fort Valley State defense has been doing a great job of assignment football today.
Gilbert Brown, the punt. Bell back deep. This is high but short. And Bell gets hit by one of the special teamers. So regardless if he was touching it, now the special teamer saying, hey, man, I was pushed into him. And I don't know if James, Devontae James, or Kobe James, as he likes to be called, is going to get anything on that.
Yeah, usually if you are a punt returner, you're not going to catch the ball. We normally give a signal and say, Peter, 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 which tells the return player's team to get away from the ball.
Kick catch interference. 15 penalty from the spot of now Fort Valley.
And let's take another look.
Yeah, right here. Oh, he didn't get pushed in right there, right? It's almost like if you get caught, right, it wasn't me. What's that Shaggy song? It wasn't me.
Oh, yeah.
So that's exactly what was going on right there. Devontae Jones would try to say it wasn't me. I got pushed into. But as they say, the eye in the sky don't lie, huh? The camera.
Oh, no, does not. Keeping it on the ground is Marshall, and Brandon Marshall does matter as he's able to get some positive yards.
Now, if you're Fort Valley, you know, you're going to try to continue to run the ball, and try to play action. But at some point, you got to go over the top. I still think, you know, both defenses are playing very well. Both offenses are not clicking like I'm pretty sure they would want to. Somebody's going to have to dial up a trick play, a halfback pass or a receiver reverse pass, something to try to put a quick points on the board and get some momentum.
And movement across the front, flag, and they will stop play. Seemed like the line of both teams have really been catching it from the referees as far as these penalties.
Offense, number 65, 5-yard penalty.
And that'll be the left guard, Andrew Dorsey, number 65. He moved in for Tamar Faust, who is out for this week.
Yeah, Dorsey, 6'3", 300 pounds. Freshman from Atlanta, so I know his parents are tuning in. This is his first Fountain City Classic.
And a slip and fall. And that won't get him anything as the third quarter will come to an end. And for Marshall and Fort Valley, they are 1 quarter away from winning the 33rd annual Fountain City Classic. But what a quarter it will be. Let's stay tuned and watch out. Some of the pomp and circumstance of the Fountain City Classic, and of course college life in general, homecoming court. And this is one of the final duties of the homecoming queen and king. We start the fourth quarter, final quarter of regulation, and tried to go with a pitch and catch, and that was incomplete. And that pass intended for Zentarius Anderson. And he's up and at him. Able to get back out there.
You know, so far, James, this has been a very good Fountain City Classic game. The fans came in tailgating, had all the barbecue, the ribs, having fun, and probably some people came into the game a little bit more higher than probably the atmosphere was in the game.
Right.
But you get fed, you cook, come in, and this is the type of game you want right here.
And a good punt there by Hall. And it will not be returned because it'll go inside the 20, down to 10. Now, you said ribs. So, Tyrone, you mean to tell me you're going to You going to break from your diet?
I'll tell you about it when we come back.
We come back, we'll see if Tyrone will break his diet. Fourth quarter Fountain City Classic. Stay tuned. Albany State may be down by 7, but their fans are definitely in this game, and they're going to try to pull their team out of it because they are fired up. Another good run by Algernon Thomas. And the fans are having a good time, the student body for Albany State. They're turning their back because it's Fort Valley's band that's playing, and they're saying, no, we don't want to hear any of that while that's going on. And Algernon Thomas, we have not seen him since the opening quarter, but now he's really starting to get some play.
Yeah, not only are the cheerleaders getting involved, the fans are getting involved, and yes, you see Albany State going to a no-huddle almost type offense here, getting some big runs.
Thomas once again, good spin move, but ultimately he will be brought down. Second down, and they'll call it 5. Still 7-0 in favor of Fort Valley State. They had a 53-yard bomb to end the first half, and that's where we stand. Both defenses have been playing strong.
And Fort Valley's had an opportunity to put 13 points on the board, but had a penalty on a pass touchdown and missed 2 field goals.
Banu, this time he goes down, another sack for Fort Valley's defense. And they are really getting after it. Cedric Hillsman and company also there to make a big play.
Yeah, Cedric Hillsman, 6'3", 255, redshirt junior, comes in and makes a play. Albany State makes a big play on the running game. Fort Valley comes back, make a big play on defense, and that's why the score is 7-0 Fort Valley, James. These are the type of games I like. This is where it goes from playing checkers to playing chess. Every move has to be calculated now.
Banu still looking, can't find anybody. Flags are thrown, and another interception by Fort Valley, the third one of the game. Another interception, Landon Austin. Wow! The defensive backfield for Fort Valley State has stepped up big.
Again, we've seen Banu roll to his throwing side. Hasn't been real good for him rolling and scrambling, and there Fort Valley picks the ball off. But again, like I said, we got a little bit of yellow on the field, got a flag. Let's see what it's all about.
He has declined.
So again, right here, James Benu, he doesn't need to run. He could stay in the pocket. The pocket had not collapsed. He had a little bit more time, but he felt like he had to run. He scrambled. Fort Valley picks it off. Great play by Austin there. Get some yards after the return. That's even more important. Again, we'll take a look at it. It's just tough. Rolling to your side that you're throwing to, the ball is always going to sail in. You're not able to put enough oomph behind it, enough velocity to get the ball to the receiver. It held in the air, and Austin took advantage of it. Now, can Fort Valley take advantage of it?
Pitch and catch, and incomplete.
So I know we get all excited, and everybody's excited. Fort Valley got the interception, but still, you got to take advantage of the opportunity. Fort Valley's had 2 interceptions prior, remember, and Albany State defense stepped up. Let's see if Albany State defense can step up again and keep Durham and that offense of Fort Valley from taking advantage of a turnover. And that's a very key turnover, James, in the fourth quarter with 12:19 left. Fort Valley offense is not going to have too many opportunities left to get in this position of the game, so they got to capitalize.
They give it to Marshall. Brandon Marshall gets hit at the line of scrimmage and brought down. Randy Fillingame once again there to make the tackle for Albany State.
And I still think at this point here, I think if I'm Fort Valley, I want to change the flow a little bit. Change the flow a little bit. Let's throw something at them that they have not seen. It's kind of like that movie, Remember the Titans. You know, Denzel Washington told him, he said, Coach, you got to throw something at them that they haven't seen yet. That's what Fort Valley's going to have to do if they want to get in that end zone. You didn't know I knew about Remember the Titans. Huh?
You going back there a little bit. Mm-hmm.
But you got to throw something at them that they have not seen yet.
Durham, pitch and catch, reception made, and the sure-handed receivers able to make plays for the Wildcats, and they are stepping up, and Corinthians Edmonds, who's caught the only touchdown pass this afternoon, able to make the play.
Yeah, Edmonds had received a DB hanging all over him that could have been easily called a pass interference as well, but he was able to hold on to it, strong arms.
And now Coach Gibbs is trying to be cautiously optimistic. Rather than go for it on fourth down, he's going to kick a field goal. This should be a 40-yard try for Gibbs.
I think it's a great call. Gibbs is a great kicker, 90%.
Kick is up, and no, this time it looks like it may have been touched at the line. And once again, Albany State's defense steps up big, and Gibbs is unsuccessful on another field goal try. And we'll see now if Albany's offense can take advantage of a heroic defense from Albany State. And the homecoming court, Mr. and Miss Fort Valley State, and the court here at the Fountain City Classic. And now for Albany State, they're trying to see if they can get their offense going. Good, strong run there by the Golden Rams. And let's take another look at that failed field goal attempt by Fort Valley.
Yeah, James, let's take a look here. We see, watch number 10, Lewis, right there. Lewis, he got to be a basketball player. His vertical got to be about 40 inches.
Well, he's staying 6'2".
But he got up there, and he made a big play for Albany State on that field goal attempt by Fort Valley. But let's see if Albany State can take advantage of it.
And now, finally, Ajanai Thomas gets loose. Ajanai Thomas into Fort Valley territory. And that's the young man a lot of people came here to see. This young running back who has really electrified Albany State's rushing attack.
Usually, James, after a sudden change or a big play, typically the defense gives up a big play. And right now we've seen Fort Valley defense kind of go in a tank a little bit because of the missed field goal, but they're going to step up big to try to stop Albany State.
And Jaden Sullivan in at quarterback for Albany State. Banu is on the side. And obviously I'm thinking Coach Gray has said enough is enough. I've got to change it. Because why? He threw 3 interceptions so far in the second half.
Well, you know what this also does, James? Sullivan comes in and he's going to give Albany State offense a different flair. Kind of remind me of when Nick Saban took Tua. He took Jalen Hurt out for the third quarter in the SEC championship game, which forced Georgia to play a different type of way. Hopefully, Sullivan is going to do the same thing for Albany State.
Sullivan's going to keep it, and he gets tripped up and brought down. And he may have gained 1 yard on that play.
So Sullivan may be a better runner. He may be an okay passer, but he gives Albany State another type of dimension that Fort Valley has to now play for.
And Malik Hart was right there to make the tackle for Fort Valley.
And in this deep into the game, James, that's a pretty good chess match move right there by Coach Gray. Bring in a different type of athlete at quarterback. Let's see how Fort Valley adjusts to it for the rest of the game.
No bigger pressure situation than right now for Albany State. Fourth quarter, they need a score. Sullivan with time, and this time he goes down. It doesn't matter who's back there. Fort Valley's defense is going after the quarterback. And once again, Tim Alderman and company right there to bring him down.
Jones, Alderman, that front four of Fort Valley right there. Alderman sneaks through, undercuts, gets the sack. Jones is right there, just that front four push by Fort Valley. Nowhere for Sullivan to run. Couldn't get outside containment. Had to step up. Big play by Jones. Big play by Alderman. Big play by that Fort Valley State defense.
And Jones is a true freshman getting his first big opportunity on the biggest stage so far this season for Fort Valley State.
We've seen both of these defenses come in when something has not gone right with their offense, and both defenses has put out the fire, as I call it.
Gilbert Brown with the punt, and it will take a Golden Ram bounce, and it'll be out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. Great punt by Gilbert Brown, and now we'll see if Fort Valley's defense has what it takes to put it on ice in the last 7 minutes. Stay tuned. And both sides, the blue and gold, Fort Valley and Albany State, and the student bodies are really energizing the crowd here this afternoon. From their own end zone, movement on the front, and KJ Colston was a little bit too early, and that's not what you want to do working inside your own 5.
Start. Off. Number 77.
Sometimes, James,
this to the goal.
Big offensive
First
linemen,
down.
they know it's a run play. They get that weight leaning forward, and you got Colston at 320, so when you get that 320 pounds leaning forward, sometimes it's hard to stop it.
Brandon Marshall out of his own end zone, good cutback, and he's able to get a few yards back. He's eventually brought down by Derek Drayton.
Now, this is going to be very important for Albany State's defense to keep Fort Valley's offense back in this situation. With 7 minutes left in the game and counting, this is where field position comes into play. So if Albany State can keep Fort Valley offense backed up, that means Fort Valley has to punt from their end zone. Albany State would guaranteed to get the ball hopefully inside their 50, which would give them enough time and position on the field to drive down and put some points on the board.
Durham hands off to Marshall. Marshall, wow, good sidestep. And he's going to try to get around it, but he can't. But he is close to the 10-yard line, out to about the 9. A host of white shirts there to meet him. Rosendo Lewis and company right there to finish it off.
Yeah, sometimes, James, you got to go where the play is designed. Sometimes when you try to dance and bounce too much, you kind of put yourself in a bad situation. Go north and south.
And we do have a player down for Albany State. And we'll take a break. We come back. We'll see who that player is and see if he's up. Stay tuned. And Eric Price, the defensive end for Albany State, he did get up and leave on his own. And now we're looking at 3rd down and 6 for Fort Valley.
Big 3rd down here for Fort Valley State offense. If they have to punt the ball from this situation here with 6 minutes and counting, Albany State is going to get a good opportunity to try to drive down and score some points on the short field.
Durham's going to throw it, and intercepted by Albany State. Wow! The defense steps up big. Ahmad Ross with the big play.
Again, Albany State and Fort Valley State have run similar plays throughout this game. This is one of those similar plays right here. In cut, the slot receiver runs a slant, outside receiver runs a slant. I'm pretty sure Albany State defense, they are smart players. They read that formation, and they knew what play was coming.
And Ross with the big speaker box. The graduate student stepping up big.
Now again, it doesn't matter, James, if you can't put the ball in the end zone. So Fort Valley can do anything. Let's see what Albany State can do.
Trying to run it. And Rodriguez, somebody loses a shoe in the process. Bring up second down. Sincere Rodriguez trying to string it out.
Again, Albany State, they're not as efficient in the red zone. Right here, Rodriguez tries to run the ball. Albany State is 69% when it comes to scoring when they get inside the 20, going into the end zone. So that's not very good. Again, remember, 95% is the best. That's Benedict College. Albany State is 69%.
Jaden Sullivan, the quarterback, looking to throw. He finds a receiver and gets pushed out of bounds. Good play there by Karen Jackson. And remember, they can get a first down without scoring.
Now the question is going to be here, James, is this 4-down territory?
Well, they got the first. So now it's first and goal. Ball on the 4.
It's still 4-down territory. They still haven't gotten in. Do you kick a field goal? And depending on what time left, I think it's 4-down territory. I think we are about to get into some excitement here. Hopefully Fort Valley defense can withstand and get it to a 4th and goal. But this is very big for both teams.
Sullivan under center. And he's going to roll out, try to go misdirection.
Incomplete.
And they say it's incomplete. Out of bounds. Right there in the corner of the end zone, a little pushing and shoving going on. Xavier Herndon was right there, but he was just too far away.
They've got a flag on the field as well.
And there is a flag.
Now, the thing about getting a penalty here is only half the distance. So really, you don't really move anywhere, so to speak, if it is against Fort Valley.
Both fan bases are getting into this here at A.J. McClung Stadium, the historic stadium.
Illegal substitution. Deep after this to the goal. Still first down.
So that'll move them up maybe a yard, if anything.
And this is where, as a defensive lineman, you can just tee off and try to get the snap count because it's not going to be a big penalty moving the ball forward.
Give it to Rodriguez. And he gets close, but he gets it down to about the 1. Makes it second down and goal from the 1.
And this, again, is where Albany State offense, Sullivan, he has to be smart with his cadence. He don't want to stick with a cadence that allows Fort Valley to drop that ball.
Sullivan trying to push forward into the end zone. Touchdown, Albany State. Jaden Sullivan with the 1-yard plunge. And just like that, we're 1 point away from being tied up.
Yeah, again, right here, I think this is the perfect call. Quick snap, quarterback sneak, get a little bit of push, gets into the end zone. Imano versus Imano. Defensive line versus offensive line. This is why they call it goal line offense, goal line defense, James.
Eli Mashburn on for the point after attempt to tie it up. And it is good. And just like that, Sullivan, the quarterback that had to come in relief, The 1-yard plunge. It may not be pretty, but it's very effective.
Quarterback sneak, quick snap, just follow the hurdle. But here's the thing, though, James. Now, if you're Fort Valley State, if I'm Coach Gibbs, I'm telling my guys, don't worry about it. Calm down, calm down. We got 4 minutes and 9 seconds that Fort Valley can still run their offense. They still got time to run all the plays they want. They got 3 timeouts. Really, Fort Valley is actually in control, even though Albany State just scored and tied the game up. Fort Valley State still can pull this game out, but if it comes down to a field goal, the Coach Gibbs, are you going to allow Gibbs to kick it?
He's going to have to go to him. He's got to go. He's got to go back to him one more time, because the most important thing is the win. So even though he's missed 3, you still may have to go back toward him.
But what about Gibbs? How nervous do you think he's going to be?
Well, he's going to be nervous. But right now, he's given his offense an opportunity with 4 minutes left to go to their strength, which is running the football. They can take their time and run it down their throat if they choose to. Fort Valley State on the return. And good coverage inside the 20. And Dejon Bell may have gotten 10 yards on that return.
And this is what it comes down to. Again, you got both these teams. They got winning records. They're both playing for something.
And look at Jalen Pugh. He's out there all by himself. You can see that he's really fired up. Big number 9 for Albany State. He's like, I don't need to know the game plan. The game plan is simple. Stop Fort Valley State.
And this is where, again, you got to make sure everybody is in the game. Whether you're Fort Valley offense or Albany State defense, everybody just do your job.
Durham gets it over to Marshall. Marshall eludes one defender by a host of white shirts. Good pursuit defense right there to really swarm him and bring him down. And he may have gotten 1 yard or may have lost a yard. They say that he lost 3 on the play.
You know, again, I think this would have been a great opportunity to come with a trick play. Albany State, they're excited. Their defense excited. We just saw Pugh, he's out there ready to go. That could have been a great opportunity, that first play that we just saw, to do some type of reverse pass with the receiver or a halfback pass. Either way, you can throw the ball away if it's not there.
Durham looking to throw and intercepted again. Albany State with another interception. Staying on his feet with room to run. Can he make it in? Jari Turner. Jari Turner for Albany State. The Golden Ram defense once again steps up big.
Big play by Albany State again. Durham eyes the receiver down. That's what he did. He stared at the receiver the whole play. Made it easy for Turner, number 1 right there, to pick it off. Watch Durham. His eye stays on the receiver. You cannot do that. You got to look the defense off and then go to the primary receiver. That was a big error on Durham's part, staring down the wide receiver. Makes it easy for the defense to read where you're going to throw the ball. Great play.
And Jari Turner gets a huge interception.
Very huge, very huge. Now, if you're Albany State,
Mike check.
What do you do?
Results of the play is an interception and return for Albany State. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, return team, number 5, taunting, 15-yard penalty, first down, Albany State. That is number 5, first unsportsmanlike conduct of the game.
So Amon Ross, the other defender who had the interception on the last drive, he gets called for a penalty, which moves them back 15 yards.
Yeah, in the midst of the excitement, you got to keep your head. Now, what that penalty has done, it has given Fort Valley an opportunity to actually now defensively hold Albany State to a field goal. And Albany State field goal kicker, Eli Mashburn, he's about 76%. So if Gibbs has had trouble today at 90%, We haven't seen too much of Eli Mashburn attempts on field goals, but you got to be nervous if you're a kicker for either team.
All tied up at 7. Algernon Thomas on the carry. And he's able to get back to the line of scrimmage and maybe gain 1 or 2 yards. Good pursuit there by Fort Valley State.
Again, if you're the captain right now on Fort Valley State defense, you need to tell everybody, hey, calm down. We got this. Let's just play the way we've been playing, and everybody be accountable. Take care of your gaps. And if you're Albany State, you're saying everybody stay calm. Let's just run the plays as they come in, and let's catch the ball when it comes to you. Let's hold on to the ball. That's the other thing. We haven't seen too many fumbles today. We've seen a lot of interceptions, but not a lot of fumbles. So if you run the ball, hold on to it.
Trying to keep it on the ground is Jaden Sullivan. And Sullivan able to get some more, which brings up a 3rd and manageable, 3rd down and about 3 yards to go. They need to get inside the 10 to get a first, and that means that they'll still control the clock.
And this is what Sullivan brings to the Albany State offense. He brings that added feature of running the ball. This is a designed quarterback run here. He picks up positive yards for Albany State, gets them closer to the end zone.
3 yards for the first. Third down.
The clock is running while they do the check with me.
Sullivan, he's going to run it. He gets the first down and more. Dives in. Touchdown, Albany State.
Wow. Bring in Sullivan. This is what Sullivan could do that Banu probably couldn't do. His legs. The Michael Vick effect. Bring him in. Take off running. Uses his speed. The defense got their back to him. Everybody's in their particular coverage. Takes advantage of it. Dives over. Scores. Puts Albany State up by a touchdown.
From 9 yards out, Jaden Sullivan dives in for the score. And just like that, I mean, this is more like an old school WCW wrestling match where somebody has control for the majority of the match, and then just like that, the tables get turned. Point after attempt. Kick is up, and no good. Oh, goodness, no good.
Drama.
And that's just not what you want to see. Oh, my goodness. Eli Mashburn normally automatic and special teams key in this game.
Yeah, Gibbs. I think Gibbs has passed that, whatever it is, to Mashburn. Gibbs misses. Mashburn misses. Is it something on the field? I don't know. But both kickers, they're not pleased with themselves. And this has opened up the door for Fort Valley State. You got to be excited right now. If you're the offensive coordinator for Fort Valley State, you got 1 minute and 27 seconds with 3 timeouts, James. That is an eternity for an offense. And it's something as defense, really you don't want an offense to have. And these guys practice this type of situation every day. Every practice, every day, there's a certain part of the week that they practice 2-minute offense. 2-minute offense means every play going to be coming in fast. You're going to see a lot of movement, quick movement by the offense. It's not going to be no more that check with me because now they are running with the clock. But the great thing I said, they have 3 timeouts. So basically Fort Valley can throw the ball anywhere on the field. Don't necessarily have to be to the sideline.
Dejon Bell back deep. And Bell's going to take it at his own 16-yard line and get upended and flipped. Wow. Great job there, special teams by Kobe James or Devontae James, the defensive back, able to make the play. So now, if you're Coach Gibbs and Fort Valley State, you got to run your 2-minute offense. You've already said this is something that they practice. But at this point, are you going to try to go with a running 2-minute offense, or are you going to have to try to pass it knowing that your quarterback has thrown 2 interceptions so far in the fourth quarter?
Well, 2-minute offense basically is a mixture of plays. It's just a mixture of plays It's the tempo of the offense. Basically, that's what 2 minutes is. So you mix in the run, the pass, screens, but the key is you got to move the ball fast.
Durham looking to throw. He finds Big Z, and Z able to make a play. Zentarius Anderson, the big target, and that's what you want to do is find your big target when you need him.
Now, here's the thing that we have not talked about. Yes, we look at this play, the crossing route, catches it, goes out of bounds, but the defensive coordinator for Albany State, Christopher Cash, do you sit back and play a soft defense or do you get aggressive?
Durham throwing it and out of the hands of Corinthians Edmonds. He just couldn't get up that high and bring the ball down.
There's a lot of open field in that middle of the field, James. I know Fort Valley's throwing to the sideline, but if they could get some routes into the middle of the field, Albany State is giving them the middle of the field as well. So again, if you're Christopher Cash, the defensive coordinator for the Albany State Golden Rams, do you become aggressive, blitz, or do you sit back in a prevent? And we've seen a lot of prevent defenses, professional teams dropping that prevent, and they give up big plays. Collegiate, same thing. What do you do?
Durham getting some pressure, going to throw it and throw it away. Nobody anywhere close. The fans for Albany State are at fever pitch. Anybody getting close to that ball, they think it's a possible interception.
And again, if you're the offensive coordinator for Fort Valley, you got to stay within the actual confines of your offense. Throw some screens, middle screens, tight end screens. Stick with what got you here. Go back and revisit all the plays that worked throughout this game and go back to those plays. Go back to the heart of the offense that worked in this game.
They need to get out to the 48-yard line to get a first down. 3rd down and 10. Durham getting some pressure. Pitch and catch. And is it a reception? Yes, it is. A reception made by Corinthians Edmonds, and they have enough for the first down. He overthrew the initial receiver, and Edmonds was right there to make the play.
Had a little bit of X stunt right there by Albany State. Flush Durham out of the pocket.
Low snap, Edmonds. And he tries to find Anderson, and it's incomplete.
Bobble.
Durham quickly trying to get the ball away, and Anderson just bobbled it.
Durham, good throw, little bit high. But the receiver, you got to catch that. You got to make that catch. This is a crucial part of the game. You got to come down with that catch. So Anderson got to make that catch. Every throw, every run is very vital.
2nd down and 10. Durham finds Marshall. Marshall, good spin move, just like a pinball. Brandon Marshall, and he's able to get out to the 37-yard line.
Again, utilizing the running backs. Good play call here. Utilize the running back. Albany State sitting back, trying to protect the big play, the big throws. Dump it to the running back. Let him use his legs. Get the ball into the hands of your best players and let them run after the catch.
37 seconds left.
Fort Valley still got 3 timeouts.
3rd down and 1. First down is important to keep the drive alive. Durham is going to hand it off to Marshall, but he slips and falls and he takes a loss. Oh my goodness. Did he trip over Durham's feet? I'm not sure. Let's take another look.
I actually just tried to make a cut. Right there, he saw the penetration of the defensive end. 31 for Albany State. Did a great job. 31, Eric Price caused Marshall to change his trajectory. Tried to go outside, which it would have been a great read by Marshall. He did see the penetration. I give him that credit. He just lost his footing. But if he had not lost his footing, I do believe he saw the vision. It was wide open to the outside. And if he had kept his footing, James, I think we would have been talking about, wow, did you see that cut and how much yards he would have picked up? But unfortunately, he slipped, lost his footing, and in college football, once that knee touched the ground, there is no more running. The play is over. If it was professionally, he could fall down, get back up, and start running. That's the difference in collegiate and professional.
35 seconds left. 4th and 2. This could be the season and the game on this play. They need 2 yards. Durham. Throw, and he got hit. Well, is there a flag? No flag. And Albany State's defense holds, and there is no flag. Let's take another look.
You know the ball's going to come out quick. 4th and 2. Durham looks to the left, intended to go to the left. Nothing there. Goes back. About the time you come back to the right side, usually it's a dead on arrival as far as your receiver being open. A little bit of collision there, but not enough. The referees thought that would cause a flag to be thrown.
Unbelievable. They only needed 2 yards. He tried to get further into Albany State territory. And now with 30 seconds left, it's just a matter of kneeling it for Jaden Sullivan and Albany State. And for Quinn Gray, in his first year as head coach, he'll walk away with the 33rd annual Fountain City Classic trophy. And Tyrone, you got to think about it. It looked like Fort Valley had this game in control until the 4th quarter. And you see the emotions coming through for Coach Gray, because his offense could not find anything to go. And you see the emotions pouring out for the first-year coach and for the Golden Rams. This is everything for them. And you can see the emotion going out for the first-year coach to win a game that some people thought was lost through 3 quarters of play.
Well, both teams played. I don't think Albany State, let's start with them. I'm pretty sure Coach Gray is going to say that they could have played better, which we all saw the game. There was certain emphasis in the game plan that I'm pretty sure they were not clicking on. That is what made him go to a change with Sullivan, which actually gave them opportunity to run the ball more. Fort Valley, you look at Fort Valley, you got to say, hey, guys, you know, you're upset, you're mad, you had your chances, you left, missed field goals on the field, had a penalty that basically took a touchdown back. So Fort Valley had their opportunities.
And you see the coach get the bath with the sports drinks. And Tyrone, you can see the tears coming out of his eyes. This is what it's all about. A first-year coach getting his chance. And he told us this was God's plan to send him to Albany State.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's had a lot of battles. Of course, he went to FAMU. I think one of their rival teams may be Bethune-Cookman. So, you know, and plus, you know, he understands competition. So to be his first tenure here, it was a great win for Coach Gray.
And for our crew and for Tyrone Poole, I'm James Verretta. Thank you for another spectacular Fountain City Classic. Final score, Albany State 13, Fort Valley State 7. SIAC football at its best. Thank you for watching ESPN this afternoon. And we wish you good afternoon and be safe.